Game development in x86 assembly. Okay. So I tried to record this earlier and I found out that it's a bit more complicated than I initially thought. So I'm starting over and we will see whether or not this is a very long video or whether it's broken into two parts. But at the moment it is back with the, collisions on the sides. Obviously those will go away. But at first this is what we're starting with. Okay, so the first thing here is actually down. We need a ball move Y instead of just a ball move X. So the very first thing to do is this. And there's sort of an interesting error that gets run into here that I'm going to show you and that you might learn something from. So, okay, ball Y, ball X, okay, X, X. Remove that, and I think that's the last one, yeah. And then we got to use up, down as our direction. So up, down, up, down, up, down. And then we got to call ball move Y, which I believe is up here. Okay, draw ball X, Y. Oh no, it already takes into account. So what we really need to do is just call the move next to here. Okay. Just like that. Okay, but it doesn't collide. So we're going to need to do some collision. And in ball move X, we have some collision, I guess. Ball move Y, we have the wrong measurement. We need this to be 190, I believe. And then it does this. Now, the error that you may be seeing, let's see if we can watch again, is it's bouncing the wrong direction there. Do you see that? Like here again, bouncing the wrong direction. Okay, so why that's happening is actually very interesting. The reason why it's happening is because these two values are next to each other, these direct and up and down. And when you override one using EAX, you actually write into the next one. Like we can put a spacer in terms of memory and make it a D, well, a DW would work, but we'll do a DD just to be safe. Make it like, sure, whatever. I guess 0, it doesn't matter. And then suddenly the bouncing corrects itself and it starts doing it normally. You might wonder, why the hell is that? And the answer is sort of complicated, but the answer is because we're using EAX, it ends up writing over more than just ball direct. It ends up writing over the bytes that follow afterwards. And the bytes that follow afterwards is ball up, down. So we need to fix this. And the way you fix this is instead of saying EAX, you do AL, because AL is a single byte. And then suddenly, after AL matches the size of ball direction, both in here and that other function, instead of an error, it's suddenly working properly. And this is a good example of why assembly is hard. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to fix is these up and down paddles. They are going off the screen. And I kind of want to have limits on that, on the paddle movement. So, and then we'll check the time and see where we're at. Okay, so paddle, draw paddles. Okay, SQX, etc. And then we have this move box up, move box down, and move right box up, and move right box down. Okay, so these are the ones we need. What we need to check is, say, compare D word, I think, left Y paddle to 0. And then have a dot done. And if it is jump if less than or equal to dot done. Otherwise, compare D word left paddle Y to and I may have this backwards because I forget which comparison is on the right and which is on the left side. But this would be 190. No. They're 80 in length, so it's 120. And then if it's greater than or equal, we jump to dot done. And that's in move box down. Okay, this is down though, so I don't need this one. This needs to be in move box up. Okay. And we'll find out if that works for the one side. Okay, it works. Of course, it does not collide with the ball yet. And then we're going to go ahead and do that same thing over here. The only difference is right paddle Y, so we can just copy and paste and add right paddle Y. Good. That one works. This one works. Collisions are working. Now we'll just need to change the collisions to be on the paddles instead of the walls. Obviously, top and bottom are still there. I'm actually going to end it here because I anticipate a lot of difficulty going into collisions with specifically the paddles. So I want to break this up into 2 parts.